I'd like to call to order the Peabody Planning Board meeting agenda for Thursday, September 18, 2025, held at 7 p.m., Peabody City Hall, Wigan Auditorium, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Massachusetts. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the meeting of September 4th, 2025.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept and approve the minutes of September, this says September 4th, is that correct? The meeting minutes of September 4th, 2025.
We have a second?
Second.
Wes. Judy, you tuned in?
Yes,
You in favor of the minutes?
yes, I vote to approve. I'm sorry, I can't hear Michelle.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is A&R Land Court. We have none. Next item is Site Building Permit Plan Review for 0 Hardy Street, map 85, lot 001, continued from the meeting of 9/4 to 9/18/2025. Jack?
Mr. Chairman, just before Attorney Kelty gets up here, just to update the board, we received a digital copy of this plan last week, but we did not receive hard copies of this plan until after the agenda deadline. So Attorney Kelty has brought plans this evening to the board, and I believe he's handed them out to you. So if Jack wishes to ask, these would have to be laid out and would have to be voted in. To be discussed.
It sounds that simple, but it ain't.
Yeah, just before the board makes any motion to accept, I would recommend that the board listens to Attorney Kelty's explanation first before voting to accept these ones in.
So on approximately Wednesday or so last week, I received an electronic plan which I forwarded over to try to keep my place on the agenda. Then was advised that I needed hard copies, had them by Friday morning. That was now after the deadline, and we're attempting to give them out tonight. However, if it was that easy, I wouldn't be standing here. But the plan you have in a larger copy shows concrete sidewalk. Hayes made an error. We do not agree to build concrete sidewalk. There is a new electronic plan, which I have not shared, which is under a different date. It has the date, and that shows Cape Cod in the same spot that we're showing the 5-foot concrete. We would replace the concrete with Cape Cod berm, no granite berm, and we would not pour concrete, but would instead use asphalt. I believe that the Department of Public Services wants concrete and and they want granite curbs. We do not want to pour concrete. We do not want to dig granite curb because we have an AUL, the essence of which is no digging. When we do anything out there, we're going to have a LSP on site because of the AUL. The property is entirely impervious now. We would put layers over that which exists and try to obviously we're going to have to dig for some of the foundation for the building and the footings for the building, but we're trying to keep digging to a minimum. And so the plan you have is not accurate with respect to the materials we intend to use. There are, I think, two choices to take a vote and vote on the plan dated, the proper plan, which you don't have in front of you, is dated September 15th. The plan you have is September 2, and I don't know if the board would choose for us to it comes down once again to, we have gone over the issue of MDC traps. I have spoken to a number of people that there is an there is an apparatus that functions as an MDC trap does. However, because we're in the floodplain, it's way more expensive and does more in terms of separating and keeping any kind of petrochemicals out of the sewer system or even out of the storm drain. That we would agree to. The other conditions, the only condition that we're getting from the Public Services Department is the issue of the sidewalk. Now I think we've gotten it to a point where if you're happy with the number of curb cuts, which is 1, 2, 3, they're aligned with our we made one of the units, we changed the shape of the unit so it was kind of Siamese, and now 3 curb cuts give us the access we need. We are providing a sidewalk, although not to the materials that I think are desired. If the board feels uncomfortable without the final plan under date of September 2 showing asphalt, I'll come back again. And, you know, perhaps this falls in the category of, as said by the Three Stooges, wake up and die right.
So just to summarize, the plan before us is not the plan you filed with the office last week?
Yes, it is. However, they're not going to use the materials shown on that
Okay,
plan.
and also, you're going to change the plan that you previously left with the planning board office. There's going to be changes.
The only change will be the material. It will, instead of saying 5-foot wide concrete, it'll be Cape Cod berm and asphalt.
Will you be looking for another extension this evening?
If you're not going to vote no tonight or yes tonight, yes, I will be.
Myself, I would like the real plan.
Can we receive this so that we can talk about it? Can we do that?
Feel free.
Motion to receive.
Go ahead.
Motion to receive late ad plan for Hardy Street contractor base.
Get a date on the plan?
If I could see it, it'd be nice. September, dated September 2nd, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor? Unanimous.
Dated September 2, I think. Oh, okay, I thought you
Doc-
said 12.
Dr. Otto and Dennis, it's in the packet under revised plans, or it's on the online packet on site plans, Hardy Street, and then it's be under revised plans. But this one would be dated, I think, on the 11th, because that's when I think I got it. So that's what will be dated on there.
Great, it's gonna take me a minute to pull it up.
I'll share the screen as well, so we can see it.
Oh, thanks.
If I may, while we're waiting, Cape Cod berm, Attorney Kelty, is just asphalt? Asphalt. Okay, thank you.
Do we have some questions from the board?
Just to answer John's forward, so we had an instance of that at work. I had no idea what it was, but now I do. It's a very wide hot top curbstone, but it's a very low angle, so it can be driven over without a lot of fanfare, you know. But so through the chair to Attorney Kelty. I want nothing more than for this thing to get built and eliminate that vacant, ugly site and put it back on the tax rolls. So, if everything is going where it says it's going, and the only thing that changes is the material, I don't quite see that as a big deal. But I also am a little dumbfounded in thinking that the difference in price of asphalt to the difference in price of concrete is a deal breaker for a 7-unit contractor's garage, okay? I don't know, you can make a concrete Cape Cod berm just as easily as you can make an asphalt Cape Cod berm. You slip form it, okay? There's people out there that do concrete slip forming. I don't get it. It makes no sense. It's just a different material. And you spread it with a trowel instead of with a hot top spreader. I think if you do that, you'll get this thing approved.
Can I just make a comment to Mr. Simo's comment as well? I will say, I was trying to pull it up on here as well, but to your point about the concrete, the city ordinance does state that it has to be, I'm going to butcher the words here, but the DPS has to approve it and has to match sidewalk in the area. I believe,
Which are none.
well,
Which are none.
which next door is proposed to be also concrete sidewalk as well.
But these are coming first, so are none. It's ridiculous, but if, I think you could probably carry some sway with Will Pollitt's if you met him halfway. We give you the curbstone. We don't want a high curbstone because we don't want cars blowing out their tires when they're driving by and they inadvertently hit it. So we'll do a Cape Cod berm, and we'll do concrete instead of hot top, and maybe this thing gets built. So that's all I got.
Any other questions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I also agree with Mr. Simos. I think that, you know, instead of using asphalt, if you use the concrete and you still want to go at that Cape Cod berm, if the applicant is agreeable to that, I would be willing to vote on that tonight.
I have conferred with my client, and we do have a willingness to give you the concrete, turn the Cape Cod berm into a concrete, but Cape Cod style. We don't actually mind elevating it so that, you know, it's very distinguishable. It's not so much the granite, the pushback on the granite is the depth that we've got to, yeah. So we would...
And I concur with Mr. Gagnon as well, that I or him or somebody would make a motion to approve and take it to a vote tonight.
Any other questions from the board?
Dr. Otto or Dennis, did you guys have any questions? Sorry, we had the screen shared, so I couldn't see.
No, I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Mr. Chairman, I just had a couple questions. And then, oh, sorry, Dennis.
If we want to go to the notion of Cape Cod of concrete, then actually the plan that we have tonight that is a late ad, that reflects concrete material, does not show a granite curb, shows Cape Cod berm, which I would note will be concrete, not granite. So this plan actually stands.
The key to it all is that it would go in the exact same spots as depicted, but the material would change, which can easily be added.
Well, it won't on this plan.
What's that?
The plan you have shows concrete sidewalk 5 feet wide, not the.
Oh. So we don't even need an edit. Understood.
That's right.
Right.
Through the chair, just one more thing. So I'm a big proponent of compromise, and I think the compromise here is very easy, because the only thing that's really an issue is whether it's going to be granite or concrete, I believe. And if that's it, then you know what? That's such an easy compromise. Let's get this done.
And if we look at Public Services Memorandum, the other matters have been addressed.
Dennis, did you have a comment?
I agree. I think we should get this done. It seems like a simple change.
Mr. Chairman, Mike Becker, who I believe is the project owner, is wishing to speak. But just before, Mike, I unmute you here, I just have a couple questions. I'm going to reshare my screen here for a second just to ask. So my question is, looking at the plan, once it loads on the screen here, I don't know if my, oh, sorry, my, I don't know if my mouse is able to be seen by everybody here. I'm over by the entrance, but I'm looking at where there is the 3 bollards that are proposed to, if we're looking at this plan, the left side of it.
Yep.
And then on the right side as well, there's a concrete sidewalk on Monroe Street. The 2 areas in the front are showing berms, but are you not going to be doing berms for the other proposed sidewalk areas?
We can berm them, yeah.
If the board chooses to vote, we would recommend community development that you berm all sections of the sidewalk
Yes.
to differentiate, including, I would also add that one of the main things here is that we don't want this just to be an extension of the driveway and parking lot area. And so if there is, as well, if the board wishes
We
to
want it to be distinguishable.
distinguishable, one, but then also, we are not going to be out there every day. I'm sure the owners of this building are also not going to be out there because they're going to rent this to tenants, but to put signs up as well, no parking along the sidewalk side, or on the sidewalk.
Come up, Dave.
My name's Dave Potter. I'm a co-owner of the property at Hardy and Monroe, along with Mike Becker. And one of you bring up the questions of the.
Raise the volume. You speak loud.
One of the questions you had was about the distinguishing between the, to make sure that there's no parking on the sidewalk. That is one of the reasons why we have the 3 curb cuts going in there, so that it's obvious where they have to go to drive in, the tenants, as they go in. This is going to be mostly people parking in the units, or maybe stopping there for a minute, but there's definitely going to be a situation where we're not going to allow parking on the sidewalk. That's a safety hazard. Sure.
Mike, can you hear us? You should be able to talk now, Mike. You've been unmuted.
So that's what they just asked for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we didn't put the berms in, we're going to have to put the granite, so we're going to have to do something. So I'll just put the.
While we're waiting here for Mr. Becker to come through, I just have another question. Trash on site is going to be just barrels, or are you putting a dumpster on site?
Inside the units?
Inside, I think it's inside the units.
Yeah. We don't have a dumpster on the front.
Little-
Mike, do you want to try to speak? You should be unmuted now.
Just take the approval. Let's take the approval and run.
I'm not hearing Mike. I don't know if you guys want to try to call him or not, but
No, we're good.
he's not coming through.
Dave and I are.
No, I mean, you're going to have to make the ADA accessible sidewalks as well, so you'll have to follow the code on that. I would say if the board, I will just say as precedent, we had a memo from DPS, we don't have a closeout memo, so from a precedent standpoint here, I would state that I would recommend that the board wait until you receive such memo from Department of Public Services, but I can see the way that the board is leaning here. So I would also recommend that if the board does vote to approve this evening without any DPS final closeout memo here, that they would add in the items of curbing along the entirety of the sidewalk, no parking signs be placed near the sidewalk, ensure that they are all ADA accessible, and to meet the satisfaction of the Department of Public Services.
And we've had one conversation with Will Politz and with the Donald Kahn about the appropriate indemnifications from the city for having a sidewalk on private land. So, and they've agreed. So we'll put together those instruments.
Now that it also seems like this is the final plan as well to discuss this is what all lighting to be down lighting on this, especially because you're near a residential area in front of you and side of you as well. So would love to see hooded lights and to ensure that there's not a lot of light pollution coming off this.
Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, I will accept the motion.
Mr. Chairman, in the matter of 0 Hardy Street, I would move permit to issue with the conditions that the all sidewalks shall be bermed in Cape Cod style, in concrete, as which is shown on the plan. All lighting should be downward facing. Any issues raised with DPS shall be complied with, and we should have no parking signs along Hardy Street. The date on this plan is September 2nd, 2025. And ADA compliant on the sidewalks. That's the law. So move.
We have a second on this?
I'll second it.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Dennis Feld?
Yes.
Mr. John Ford?
Yes.
Mr. Roy Simos?
Yes.
Dr. Judith Otto?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph Gagnon?
Yes.
Mr. Tom French?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas Betancourt?
Yes. Thank you. Motion carried.
Thank you very much.
And I'd like to thank the applicant for agreeing to relocate the doors, to invert the doors, to mirror the doors, and line them up with the thing. It makes perfect sense. Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda is 15 Sylvan Street, map 30, lot 49. This was carried over from the 9/4 meeting to the 9/18 meeting.
Mr. Chairman, Michelle had let me know before the meeting that Attorney Kelty brought with him a late ad that he'd handed in here, if the board wishes to choose to accept.
Mr. Chairman, in the matter of 15 Sylvan Street, I move to receive late communication from Attorney John Kelty. The date on this is September 18th, 2025, and it is requesting an extension of time until October 2nd, 2025. Move to receive the communication and grant the requested extension.
We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank
Could
you.
I just add? In this particular 15 Sylvan, I know that it appears we do have our peer review back. We got it back last week. We just couldn't turn it for this meeting. So I expect we'll definitely be at next meeting with that turned around.
Attorney Kelty, were there any issues in the peer review?
That the engineer wasn't able to address, and they actually were what we expected. Most significantly, they were looking for more soil samples, and they were actually samples that were already done, we didn't supply, so.
Next item on the agenda is appointments. Mr. Paul DiBiase of Peabody Living LLC.
No, the last correspondence that Mr. DiBiase had sent to us was requesting a meeting with Department of Public Services. I've yet to see any request for a meeting date or anything like that, so we are still waiting to hear back on that one. So that is just, we will have to wait until they ask to come back in front of the board.
Also in appointments is the adoption of the city planning zoning map.
So, yep, this is, so the map has already been adopted. The board endorsed this map after the MBTA 3A communities rezoning took place. So the board's adopted this, endorsed it, voted on it. Just, you have to sign the final map now. We were just waiting until our zoning was accepted by the state, which it has been. So now we just need it to be signed. That being said, we had the smaller copies. We're working on getting a big copy for everybody to sign, so we have that. So I would say we'll bring this to the next meeting.
Okay. Other items properly before the board?
Move to adjourn.
We have a second? Second. All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you very much. All have a pleasant evening.